To talk about Sharia law and the concerns it raises, we can speak to Islamic affairs specialist Eric Chaumont of France's National Centre for Scientific Research. Libya's new authorities have declared that they're going to impose Sharia law. Can you, in a few words, explain to us what it consists of?
There are a lot of misunderstandings right now concerning this point. Sharia is literally the way, that is, the law that God revealed in the Quran and which is binding on all Muslims. The ambiguity is that Sharia has never been implemented anywhere in the world. What is implemented are different interpretations of Sharia, what are called Muslim laws, el-fiqh, interpretations of the law which are strict to varying degrees.
Should we expect a very conservative form of Sharia law along Saudi or Sudanese lines?
Certainly not. In Saudi Arabia, the law which is implemented is by rights what is called Hanbali. It is one of the 4 doctrines of Sharia law and the strictest of all. Yet Libya has a Maliki tradition, which is a more flexible doctrine.
Will this Islamic law be a step backwards, notably for women's rights?
That is a certainty based on Western criteria. Muslim law of whichever persuasion is not favourable to women's position in society from the point of view of personal status, inheritance rights, etc. And as a general rule, it is a law that makes women subservient to men.
By imposing Sharia law, is Libya making a break from the Gaddafi regime?
I don't think the Libyan authorities said they were going to impose Sharia law. What was said was that it would be written into the constitution that Sharia will be one or the source of law. There's a difference. That does not mean at all that Sharia law will be implemented. And I am drawing a parallel with Egypt. Even back in Sadat's era, under pressure from political Islam, it was written into the Egyptian constitution that Sharia was one of the sources of law. Then things changed. It became the main source of law and eventually the only source of law. Statutory law itself was not affected, and the law implemented in Egypt today remains a law that is inspired by the French civil code established under Napoleon.
Tunisia has just voted in its first post-Ben Ali elections, putting the Islamists ahead. Should an Iranian-style scenario be feared in all these countries that have set themselves free?
Certainly not Iranian style for 2 reasons. The Iranian revolution is no longer the stuff of dreams for anyone in the Arab Muslim world because of its obvious failures from a social point of view. Secondly, we shouldn't forget that Iran is a country with a Shiite tradition, and what separates Shiite Islam from Sunni Islam is essentially political, so it's very unlikely that there will be an Iranian-style scenario.
Donc, il est très peu probable d'avoir un scénario à l'iranienne.
Eric Chaumont, je vous remercie pour cet éclairage.
C'est très bon, c'est moi qui vous remercie.